Okay, so we are today. We'll continue with our course BDT 152. We continue from where we stopped. We just entered granules. So we continue from where we stopped. In our last class, we defined the term granules. Granules. And we talked about what granulation is all about. Just an overview. And I said that granules are powders. Granules are powders agglomerated to produce large free-flowing particles. We also say that granules are particles. Granules particles, they range in size from 4 to 10 mesh. I talked about what mesh size is. When it's here mesh, what it actually means. Then we also say that the granules are irregular in shape. Unless you can purposely want them, if you purposely want them to be spherical, you can also achieve that. And we say that granules actually serve as intermediates for preparation of capsule and tablets. When we enter tablet, that's when you understand what I mean by granules being intermediates, because from powder, the raw material for tablet comes as powder. From powders, the powder is granulated to form granules. Then the granules is the one that will be compressed to produce the tablet. We'll still talk about it. The same thing with a capsule. First of all, powders are granulated to form granules. Then the granules are now used to feed the capsules. That's why they said that they are intermediate. They are in between powder and capsule. In between powder and tablet. That's what I mean by that the granules are intermediates. Am I communicating? Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Then I showed us
Yes,
a picture of what granules look like. I showed us the picture of what granules look like. Then we also talked about why we prepare granules. We mentioned the reasons. These reasons can also be taken as advantage of what? Granules. Am I communicating? As advantage of what?
Yes, sir.
Well, the reason why you should prepare a particular dosage form in granules form, because of these advantages. Am I communicating? Because granules they do not do what? Segregate, unlike what? Powders. We discussed this in our last class. And granules flow. Granules, they do what? They flow well. Then granules also have higher porosity than what? Powders. And we talked about what this porosity can do when it comes to what? Dissolution, right? We discussed it. We also say that the granules, if you granulate a powder, it will be easy to do what? Compress it into tablets. So granules are there to increase compressibility of what? Powders. Now, have you heard of hygroscopic substances? Hygroscopic substances. Have you heard of it? Have you heard of hygroscopic substances in your chemistry? Hygroscopic substances, they absorb. What are hygroscopic substances? Who can tell us?
There are substances that absorb water, like moist from the atmosphere.
And they become what?
They absorb moist from the atmosphere.
Do they dissolve?
They do.
They dissolve after absorbing moisture?
No, they do not. They do not. They do not dissolve after absorbing moisture from the atmosphere.
Which of them? Which one dissolves? The liquescent substances dissolve.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The liquescent substances dissolve. Okay, I put this in down. What are hygroscopic substances? And give at least 5 drugs that are hygroscopic in nature. what are hygroscopic substances? What are they? Then you list at least 5 drugs that are hygroscopic in nature. At least 5 drugs. At least 5. You can give more. At least 5.
Okay, as I see an assignment.
Yes. Okay, let's continue. Then, how are granules classified? Classification of granules. Granules are classified into the following categories. We have effervescent granules. We have coated granules. We have gastro-resistant granules. And we have modified release granules. We have effervescent granules, coated granules, gastro-resistant granules, and modified release granules. We will take them one after the other. Now, let's talk about effervescent granules. What are they? What are effervescent granules? Actually, effervescent granules are actually uncoated granules. Note this point. Effervescent granules are uncoated what? Granules. Remember we talked about effervescent powder, remember? Can you remember? In our when we discussed powder. So in the same way we have effervescent what? Granules. We also have effervescent what? Granules. Basically, effervescent granules, they contain acid substances, and carbonate or even hydrogen carbonate, which when they come in contact with water, they rapidly react to release what?
Carbon dioxide.
Good. To release what? Carbon dioxide. So we have effervescent powder, we have effervescent granules. Are you aware that we also have effervescent tablets? Are you aware?
Yes, I don't know that.
That tablet you put in water, they will start foaming.
Oh yes.
We'll see do it. We'll see to talk about it in when we go to tablets.
Okay.
So whenever they come in contact with water, they do what? They bubble and release what? Then the granules or whatever will dissolve, or the tablet will do what? Dissolve. So they are intended to dissolve or disperse in water before administration. Note this point. They are intended to dissolve or disperse in water before what? Administration. What does it mean when you say disperse?
Distributed.
See. Disperse. What comes to your mind? Dissolve, disperse. We discussed this in your class. When something dissolves and when something dissolves. Huh? You say what? One after the other. When something dissolves, what happens?
There will be no bubbles in it.
When something dissolves in water, what happens? What is formed? When something dissolves in water, a solution is formed now. What? Solution.
Yes.
A homogeneous mixture, which is a solution, is formed. But when something is dispersed in water, the thing did not actually dissolve. What is formed is a heterogeneous mixture, which is in this case suspension. Please note this point, okay?
Okay.
Now I want you to give me. Leave at least. Write this down, okay? Write this down. Under assignment.
Not hear him.
Another assignment.
Can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, number 3. No, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. No.
The person say, you know, how did he hear what I said?
Like for the thing is flashing.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Yeah.
All right. I said under assignment. I said give at least 5 examples of effervescent granules in the market. Am I communicating?
Give us, please.
At least 5 effervescent granules. At least 5. That is 5 examples of drug formulated as effervescent granules. Am I communicating?
Yeah, no.
Am I communicating?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
that means if you write down their generic name, am I communicating? Like let's assume you find one in the market. You try to see whether you can get a brand name of any brand name that's associated with that one is okay. Write 5 different drugs formulated as effervescent granules. Then, in brackets, each one in there, if you can trace the brand name of better, it will make more sense. So, browse, go online, check your MDEX, go online, look for those things. Am I communicating? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good. If you can even see if you can even get the image safe, it will wonderful. Now these are the things.
I can't hear you.
I say if you can get
that link.
All right, let's continue. Now let's look at coated tablets. Coated granules. What are coated granules? Okay. Can you remember what we said about multi-dose and single-dose preparations? Can you remember what we talked about? What we discussed about them? Multi-dose and single-dose. Can you remember? When I said that if we gave example of powder, we said that bulk powders are mainly multi-dose. You can open it, take some, mix the water and drink. Tomorrow again, you open the same container again, take the quantity you need, mix again and drink. It's a multi-dose preparation. But there are some drugs there's some powder that come as single dose. You just open that sachet, pour inside water, mix well, and take. That one has gone. Tomorrow again you open another one. Those one are single dose. But the one in a jar or container that you open to take spoon to collect and cover again is a multi-dose. For example, now the same thing also happens in injection. There are injection that comes in small ampoule. Once you open the ampoule, you take everything inside the ampoule and inject the patient. True or false? But there's one where there are also one you can be taking from the vial. Am I communicating? Now, the same way, coated granules usually come as multi-dose preparation. Please note that point. Coated granules usually come as multi-dose preparation. Remember, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please don't joke with any single statement I made here. Remember that you are done with powders. Am I communicating? You are done with powders. And now quiz on powder is coming up. 100 question in powder. Quiz on powder, 100 question. OBJ. So don't play, read in between lines. Don't play with anything you see in the material. Don't joke with it. Read in between lines.
Yes, sir.
I have been striking on points now. Those that are smart will be picking it. I say that coated granules are usually multi-dose preparation. They consist of what? Granules coated with one or more layers of various excipients. So the granules are coated with one or more layers of other excipients. And they come as what? Multi-dose what? Preparation. Now, after coating, we'll still talk about when we discuss preparation of granules, we'll see how these things are prepared. But I'm just giving general features of these granules. We'll still talk about how they are prepared. Now, basically, after coating it, basically substances that are used as coating are usually applied to the granules as solution or suspension. Then after some time, it will be the vehicle will be what? Evaporated. And once the vehicle evaporates, the substances will remain on the surface of the what? Granules. We'll still talk about how to prepare coated granules. Now, the same way now, see whether you can give again at least five that are 5 drugs that are formulated as coated granules. Assignment number 4. At least 5 drugs that are formulated as coated what? Granules. Assignment number 4. Now let's go to the gastro-resistant granules. Gastro-resistant granules. Gastro-resistant granules. So when you hear gastro-resistant, what comes to your mind? When you hear gastro-resistant, what comes to your mind? Victoria, tell us, what comes to your mind anytime you hear gastro-resistant? I say you should tell us what comes to your mind whenever you hear gastro-resistant. I don't have any idea. Nothing comes to your mind. Gastro. Gastro. Whenever you hear gastro, what comes to your mind? Gastro. Or the word blessing. Oh yeah. Whenever you hear gastro, what comes to your mind?
Sir, gastric. How will I put it? I don't know.
Chai.
I know it, but I don't know how to put it though.
So let me try you. I think it's, for example, like sit down like Andrew Rivers that if you should put the water, I can't come out for it. I don't know.
No, I know. The question is when you hear the term gastro, what comes to your mind? Gastro.
I'm sure you think that that thing that used to come out that like Andrew Rivers, if you put it with the water. Stomach.
Who says stomach now? Who says stomach?
Mesoma.
Which is Mesoma? What are surname? Huh?
Not true.
Okay, one. Mesoma. Yeah, good. Clap for her. Clap for her. It's okay. Clap for her. That's what I want to hear.
Mucous membrane, stomach and intestine.
What? Ozigozi, just clap for her. Clap for Ebuonu. Whenever gastro is mentioned, what comes to your mind is what? It talks about anything that relates to where? Stomach. Am I communicating? Stomach.
Let's walk.
Now, there's something I want to tell you. There are some drugs. Am I communicating? Listen carefully.
Yeah.
There are some drugs that if you take them, if they enter the stomach, the acid in the stomach, the gastric fluid in the stomach may destroy them. Am I communicating? They may destroy them. There are some active ingredients, once they enter the stomach, they may get destroyed. To avoid being destroyed, they are formulated in such a way that they will resistant. You know what resistance means now?
Yes.
To avoid that, they will formulated so that they can be resistant to the gastric fluid, and they will pass through gastric fluid and enter the intestine. Maybe the place where the drug acts is in the intestine. Am I communicating? Maybe the drugs act, maybe. Can I hear you? Who is doing this? Who is doing this? They are scattering our lectures for us. I will stop accepting them from tomorrow. Each time they enter, our skill will disappear. I will stop accepting them. Once the time passes, I will stop accepting them. They will join others and share their phone with them. They are distracting us. Anybody that wants to attend this lecture should be ready for it. I won't do this again because it takes time to set this screen.
That's a time now. My mommy said that we are trying.
Let's continue, please. Now, gastrointestinal granules. Now, hello, are we together? Now.
Yes, sir.
Now, because they cannot withstand the gastric fluid, so in order to protect these drugs, they were formulated in such a way that they can be resistant to the effect of the gastric fluid, so that they can pass through the stomach and enter the intestine without being destroyed. So gastro-resistant granules are such drugs that cannot withstand the effect of the gastric fluid are formulated as gastrointestinal granules, so that they can pass through the stomach without being destroyed, and until they get to the intestine where they perform their action. Am I communicating?
Action.
So that's what happens.
Yes, sir.
That's why they are called gastro-resistant granules. So the properties of this property is achieved by covering the granules with gastro-resistant material. So there are some materials that are gastro-resistant. So these drugs are covered with those materials. These drugs are covered with what? Those materials. Good. Now, it's the same way, another assignment. Give at least five drugs that are formulated as gastro-resistant granules. Give 5 drugs that are formulated as gastro-resistant granules. Give 5 drugs that are formulated as gastro-resistant granules.
Why? Repeat the question.
Yes, you should give at least 5 drugs that are formulated as gastro-resistant granules. At least 5
Okay.
that are formulated as gastro-resistant granules. Now let's talk about modified release granules. Let's talk about modified release granules. After modified release granules, we stop for today. Tomorrow we'll continue, okay? Okay?
Okay, sir.
After modified release granules, we stop for today. Tomorrow we'll continue.
Okay, sir.
Now, so modified release granules can be coated or they can be uncoated. Modified release granules can be coated or they can be what? Uncoated.
Uncoated.
They can be coated, they can be what? Uncoated. But there are some uncoated, they can be coated and they can be uncoated. But there's something about modified release granules. There's something about them. They are prepared specially because they are, remember we discussed in the class that drugs, when the drugs enter the stomach, after disintegration, they have to release the active what? Ingredient, right?
Ingredient.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Before the active ingredient will work, they need to be released from the what? Medicine. Now, there's how there's this science of design of drug formulation that they will now modify the rate at which this drug comes out from the what? Drug, from the product. Some may be delayed. Am I communicating? Some may be delayed. Some release may be delayed, prolonged. Hello? Hello? Are we together?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I say that they are specially formulated in such a way that the active ingredients are released from the drug products. The rate at which they are released can be delayed or can be prolonged. Am I communicating? Maybe if it's supposed to be released by, let's say, if it's supposed to be, when I say delayed release, I mean that if the active ingredient, let's assume that the active ingredient is supposed to be released like after like 30 minutes. Am I communicating? In 30 minutes time, it will delay it because of the way they prepared it. It will delay it and release maybe after like 2 hours. Am I communicating? That's a delayed what? A delayed release granules. But there is one they call that it can be prolonged. Are we together?
Yeah.
Good. It can also be prolonged. By prolonged, it means that it will be releasing it. Maybe if it's supposed to be released within 2 hours, it may release over small over a long period of time.
A minute.
It may prolong the time of release. Delay and prolong are not the same thing. Prolong is that it will stretch the time of release. It will release small over a long period of time. But delay is that it will wait. It will stay for some time. It will not be released when it should released. It should be released. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
So these things are what they did in formulation so that they can help the drug to get to the target area where it can work without being affected. And also that Okay. Was it? Have you seen something like? Who among you have seen diclofenac? Diclofenac, even though it's tablet, but I want to use it to explain something. So something like diclofenac or some drug. There's a diclofenac. They will tell you that you use it. Right. I think we'll stop here for today. Let's stop here for today, okay? Tomorrow we'll continue. Now, assignment, the last assignment for the day. Last assignment for the day. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Also give at least 5 examples of modified release granules. Drugs formulated as modified release granules. Within that 5, you can give me two that are prolonged and 3 that are delayed. Am I communicating?
But I repeat it.
I said give me 5 examples of modified release granules. Then within that 5 examples, give me two that are two should be prolonged release, while 3 should be delayed release granules. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions so far? You say what?
When are we to submit the assignment?
Submitting the assignment.
Wow! Didn't you read what I posted in your WhatsApp group?
We read it. The assignment will submit on Saturday, on Sunday.
I said over the week I will be dishing out an assignment. Your own is to be doing it, but it should be submitted by the last assignment I will give is on Friday. I will close for that. Then it will be submitted Saturday or Sunday. Latest Sunday 2 p.m. Then the following Monday we'll start presenting it group by group again. Am I communicating? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
All right. All right. Same here.
Enjoy the lecture.